Good morning, everybody. I have been told by my wife that because of her bragging on my oatmeal, a lot of people want to see me cook it and try to help you with the instructions. So punch down over here. I have to cook on this side. Okay, that's fine. Our ingredients are going to be, some quick oats or old-fashioned rolled oats, some mixed berry compote, brown sugar, swerve brown sugar, some, I need to make more of this, some basically cinnamon and sugar by Splenda, or at least the sugar Splenda, and some organic protein mix. First thing I do, about a cup of water into your saucepan. Put your stove on high to get it to cook or boil. Once it starts boiling, that's when the magic starts to happen and I start putting the ingredients together. So I'm gonna let you guys, I'm gonna turn my camera off, and when this starts to get to the right heating point, then I'll turn you guys back on. Once your water comes to a boil, rolling boil, see if I can do this without making a big old mess. I can't find my measuring spoon, but it's basically 1 cup of water equals half a cup of the oats. Or it's, no, excuse me, I was wrong. It's 1 cup to 1 cup. Now it's going to start to boil a little bit harder, causing it to foam up, which I just removed to the side after lowering the heat. I love using wooden spoons. Let's just make sure it doesn't boil over again. Now this is the part that I've never measured. But you take your cinnamon sugar, you just give it a couple good shakes. Brown sugar, I usually take a regular teaspoon from your utensils. Yep. Nice heavy heaping spoonful. Come on, walk. Okay. Your protein powder. I usually use about half a cup to a whole cup, depending on how much oatmeal I'm making. Dump that in there. Give it a good stir. Because you want that protein powder to, break up and become part of the liquid. Let that sit. I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer. I've got all but one ingredient in there. There you go. Put away some of my ingredients while that bubbles. Okay, when it starts to thicken up and bubble, this is where you got to constantly stir it, otherwise it will stick to the bottom of your pan Next, I get a bigger tablespoon instead of the teaspoon. And you can do this with any kind of compote. You can use berries, you can use like apple pie filling mix. Give that 2 good scoops. You can actually take bananas and smash the bananas down and mix it in there. Basically, any kind of ingredient that you might like for oatmeal, you can put in here. Give that a good stir. You see the blueberries and strawberries down in there. Maybe you can't because you're not close enough. Get you a little bit closer. And you let that sit until it starts to bubble up again. Sorry, folks. Put this away. And maybe next time when I get the ingredients, I'll show you how I make that berry compote. But what I do for Jerry, because sometimes she falls back to sleep when I go to work in the morning, because that's how tired she is. Might have to turn your heat back up. I turned it down to medium when it started getting really bubbly. Okay. Turn it off. Or bubble a little bit more while stirring. Now the system I have for Jerry is we have these Pyrex dishes that have these nice plastic lids. Oh, did I show you that? Are deep, what we call deep monkey bowls. I don't know why. It's something that came from her father. But sometimes I'll use one of these and put either a plate, small bread plate or something like that on top of this. We're supposed to have plastic lids similar to the Pyrex lids that go over that bowl. But I haven't found them. I have to literally search in my cabinet. Okay. Once it's done, Jerry likes it a little bit liquidy. I don't. I prefer mine a little less liquidy. Okay. It's not done yet. You can use half and half, you can use regular milk, it's up to you. Jerry likes half and half. Just give it a little bit of the half and half. And now we're done. So, whoops, my tripod is not sitting stable today. That's the homemade oatmeal. The lid will help keep it warm, as well as this little bowl holder. And I just bring it to her, and when she fills up to eating it, she eats it. Hopefully you enjoyed that little video. Bon appetit. Have a good day. Kind of on your cover.
What on? How are you talking about?
Yeah. Good day, everybody. At the beginning of this, you saw me making oatmeal for Jerry Ann the way she likes it. The video was a combination of a request by viewers on her channel that they wanted to see me make oatmeal. Sorry, I just wanted to move something. So that's the first part of this video. The next part of this video is just me talking. I had a viewer make a comment that I still don't know how to take it. I did not delete it. I did not take it as a bad thing. I just went, she just put out an idea. And the idea was for me and Jerry Ann to write a book about our lives. Now, it would have to be a three book series. Book one would be, about my youth and my childhood before marriage, or hers. And then the second book, the second book would be either me or her writing a book about our, basically two books, one of her childhood and one of my childhood. And then the third book would just be a combination of what's happened in our lives since we've gotten married. And, they were talking about, writing a book to make profit for the RV or whatnot. And I'm like, I don't know about Jerry, but for me, I moved this to the wrong place. I have issues remembering things. And that's why about a year or so ago, I bought this, and it's basically, it's called The Story of My Life. And in it, it asks you, all the pages have like a question. And you have to try to remember as much as you can to answer the question. And I've already filled out a couple pages worth. Unfortunately, because my memories of my past and whatnot are starting to wax and wane, which I worry about. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted that book, is so I can write this information down. And if I start to forget, I can always go back to that book and look and go, oh yeah, I remember it. Okay, yeah, that sparked a memory. I'm not a very good writer. The reason why I'm not a very good writer is because, to me, the stories that I wrote, the short stories I wrote in the past, were about me. They were just simple short stories. I have issues with concentration when I'm writing, or getting lost in thought and not writing it down. Just various issues because of my mind, the way my mind is. And I'm like, okay, all right. I remember this, but I don't remember that. I don't remember a lot of details. I just remember basic, okay, yeah, we were 80 to 83, we were in Germany, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. This is some of the things I remember from Germany. That kind of stuff. There are areas in my brain, especially about Arkansas and some of the stuff that happened down in Arkansas. I just can say, yeah, I was down in Arkansas. I had some problems down there, especially with educational problems. I was, even back then, I was an ornery, mean little cuss. I do remember some little details here and there, but that's about it. I was also very bold and brazen back then. In fact, now that I think about it, I can sit there and go, even back then, even though I did not know it for sure, even back then, I acted like a Viking. I had no problems speaking my mind. I had no problems, the only problems I had back then was my learning disabilities, which the military, did not know how to diagnose, and just personality issues. Like if I didn't like something you said, I just yeah, I'd probably smack the crap out of you. Um, it was something inside me back then knew exactly who I was and where I belonged, and where I came from, and why I am the way I am. It's not until here in my 50s, that I'm late 40s, early 50s, um, am I reading the information that I should have had back then, but probably wouldn't know what to do with it back then. But one, as a child, and I still am kind of the same way, is don't challenge me. You try to challenge me in one way, shape, or form, and I will try to find a way to prove you otherwise. Just like I proved to myself that just because I was slapped with a label of being illiterate, slow, dumb, things like that by the military, by the time I hit 11th, by the time I got to the right teachers in 11, in my high school days, did I prove that all those labels that I was slapped with as a kid meant jack squat. I learned back in high school that it's not me, it's the materials. I can read my Bible, I can read, Native American shamanism books and stories by Mary Summer of her teachings by No Eyes. I can read all my Viking books, a variety of different biblical style books, or books on nature, or books that hold or captivates my interest, or the parts of me that are interested in that stuff, that it don't matter. I mean, I was reading Mary Summer book in books in high school, and by the time I got out of by the time I hit 12th grade level, my reading teacher was basically telling my mom that I was reading books beyond beyond high school, that are college level metaphysical type books that she's never seen in her life, let alone the caliber of the material was not high school, it was above high school. Which just proved to myself, if I'm interested in it, if it holds some form of interest to me, I'll be able to read it, understand it, and talk about it. Same with the Nordic books. Now that I know I love cooking and whatnot, the recipes from the Nordic Way and the Scandi Kitchen recipes, I just have to be able to sit down. We've tried a lot of the different books, recipes out of the Nordic Way book. We have not tried anything out of the Scandi book because a lot of the ingredients in that book are not readily available here in small town Rolla. Now, I'm pretty sure if I went to Springfield or St. Louis with a cooler in the back end of my vehicle, I can probably buy a lot of the different things. It's just mom's picky. She is learning to enjoy enjoy certain foods, but she still has her pickiness. Like last night, I made Caesar chicken with homemade mashed potatoes and roasted carrots. And one of the ingredients for the mashed potatoes is sour cream. And she's not a big fan of sour cream. So what I tried to do with the recipe for the potatoes, the potato part, was try to mask the sour cream flavor with a splash of milk and some extra garlic, because we both love garlic. And the thing was, is she was eating and enjoying the mashed potatoes until she asked me to read the ingredients. And the moment I said sour cream was the moment she wrinkled her nose and goes, "Oh, that's why they're not as garlicky or tasteful, because of the sour cream." And I'm like, "Mom, you were enjoying those potatoes before I even read you the ingredients for each item." So I know it's a mental thing. But each their own. Let's see here. I don't want to talk about work because it's a combination of too stressful and too many people take the information the wrong way and go running to my bosses trying to get me fired for bullshit. Oh. Tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow I'm going to try to have at least one Bible verse to read and discuss or talk about. I'm hoping Jerry feels good enough later on today, because I'm actually thinking about maybe doing a live tonight, Saturday the 27th of August. Or I'm just going to hold off and try to do a midday on Sunday, see how Jerry feels. But we have a few things to do around the house. If Jerry does not feel all that great, I'm going to try to do a few of my own things, besides some of the things that needs to be done on a weekly basis, like laundry, things of that nature. But anyhow, I don't know how long this video is going to be between the first part and this part. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I hope you guys have a good day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye.